Ooh, where's the screen gone? Is that it? There we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome. How's everybody doing today? If you are here, say hello in the chat. All right. Welcome, Cons. Welcome, David Urban. Welcome, Stardust. Welcome, Lucifer. Hey, you haven't missed the live stream. I'm only just starting. Welcome, Hasta la Vista Barbie. Welcome, Hemen. All right. Not so many people in here yet. Oh, let me just update. Cool. Now we should get a few more people here, hopefully. Also, maybe let me post on. Maybe post it again on X. Mic off? Mic's not off. No, it's not. I can see the mic's working fine. Turn your volume up. I realise that it's pretty stupid of me to say mic's working fine, turn your volume up if someone can't hear me, but yeah, at least now you can hear me. Because you wouldn't have been able to hear me anyway if your volume wasn't up. Okay. Alright. We may as well begin. Bitcoin. Start here. So, of course, we have had a pretty volatile week so far. We are still trading below our previous range lows. We are still a long way outside of value area. We are starting to form new value around what was the previous range. Whoops. Well, we're kind of getting rejected off of what was that previous range POC at the moment still. And also getting rejected off of what is currently our weekly VWAP and our range lows from so far. So essentially what we have seen over the course of the last few weeks, I posted this in the Chroma Discord yesterday. If anyone is not there already, if anyone has been in Taurus and you're not already in Chroma, then once again, please do make sure you reach out and let me know. As far as I'm aware, everybody who was Taurus is now in Chroma, and that is where the community is based now. So the Taurus community has merged with the Chroma community, and now all of my trading is taking place over there. The educational content I'm providing will be taking place over there. And of course I will still carry on with doing all of these live streams and everything, but as I've said many times before, not really able to, less time on my hands these days. So for me to be able to just free up some more time to be able to trade and to be able to create content, then this was a very sensible solution for, I think, both parties. So yeah, if you're not already there, then please do let me know. If anyone is looking to join Chroma, then again, please do let me know. There will be some, well, I'm not going to say too much right now, but we may as well get started. So yeah, Bitcoin, I didn't really need to go into too much detail, but this is something that I did post yesterday, just the reasoning behind why we could have been expecting lower prices. Okay, we have this range, all right, from highs to lows, up towards the highs, unable to break above our previous all-time high, caught back within the range, and then immediately flipped the gap that we had on the daily time frame here, straight through the order block, straight through to take out the lows, confirming that this was somewhat of like bearish market structure starting to take place. We had a rise back up that came back into this gap. We then took the lows again, we then swept these once again, and this is where I took the short position. Now the short that I actually took didn't last very long. All I was looking for was just the move down into the POC of this range, which is where I closed that. As you know, it was even earlier than that, wasn't it? It was earlier. It was pretty early that I closed it, not actually way too early. And then again, we had another opportunity to short here, and we're looking for more of a move down, but once again, closed that one a little bit early, and then we take out the range lows. Now, I think for myself, in hindsight, this is all looking pretty obvious. The sweep that we had at these highs, you did sweep internal liquidity, therefore you are looking for that external liquidity. I was kind of thinking we'd have a little bit more of a range bound week, but of course we got slammed into that POC and then dropped down to take out, well, for the first time in a very, very long time, to drop below 100k and to test that area once again. I'm feeling pretty neutral on the market as a whole. We've seen stuff like this before. Okay, I did a trading room yesterday where this isn't the first time that we've seen price action like this. In fact, it's not even the first time this year that we've seen price action like this. It's very, very similar to what we got back between January to April of this year, where we came up, swept all-time highs, were unable to gain acceptance outside of it, and then we have these three drives into the lows, creating a double bottom on the lows before a nice rally back towards all-time highs again. And what have we had on this occasion is the same thing. Okay, we come out and take out all-time highs, we then have 1, 2, 3 drives into the lows, double bottom down here, and so far we are starting to like kind of recover this, but it's still early days. It did take a few days back in April for this to really start to bounce. So what I would be looking for at this stage is a move back inside, like nicely back inside our range. If we can get that, get through the POC, then I don't see any reason why we can't continue on to new all-time highs again. However, there is the bearish argument as well that if we look at the similarities between this and what we had in the previous cycle, where we did come down, we had those three drives into lows, you had a little bit of a bounce, and then we come back down all like to fill in basically all the inefficiencies that we had on the initial rally. Sneezed. Then I would essentially be looking at a move that could take us as low as these like below 90k basically. So if we're going to continue with bearish market structure here, even if we get a bit of a rally back into the POC again, then the bearish argument is that we continue down towards like 92 to, well, no, below 90k. I would say like 82 to 88k would be the target if we are going to continue lower. I'm not really too fussed what the market does at this stage. It doesn't really matter to me. If we do go lower, fine, that's absolutely fine by me. If we do rally to new all-time highs, that's absolutely fine by me as well, because realistically, altcoins aren't really proving to be worth trading at the moment. I do have some altcoin positions. I've got a couple of longs, a couple of shorts, and no, a couple of longs and one short. And right now I'm looking to take swing longs, and I'm looking to hedge short whenever I see a really decent opportunity to do so. So for Bitcoin, if we go down onto the lower time frames here, it's really slow today. It's really slow, it's really boring. I was in a short position yesterday that I have now closed out of. So what I was looking for yesterday was this was the move up into previous day point of control. Okay, we had this yesterday. So we had the volume POC and the TPO POC sat between like 103,800 to 104k. And validation for me was if we took out these highs, which we didn't. We came pretty close, but we didn't take out the highs. And the ideal trade for myself from this would have been short from the POC here. stop at the highs and trading it back into this one where our previous day open and where our current previous day open and previous day point of control is right now. So that's the trade that I was looking at. I did enter at 103,800. So this was the trade I was looking at. I did close out of that today for like a 1.5 R, I think, was it? Let me check. What was the result? It was what was it? I don't know. Yeah, I got into the trade a little bit later on, so I had a nicer stop loss, so it resulted in a nice 2-hour trade. So yeah, it's slow. It's slow and boring today. We'll see what happens at New York Open. Yesterday's New York session was a really, really difficult one to trade because and I can show it on here. If we just go onto the 5-minute, we will add our market sessions onto here. And we can just see that just immediately from the open, we just pumped, took out the London highs, and then it just was up, until I was fast asleep and no longer looking at the charts, and then we rolled over. And today's just been relatively range bound. We have once again seen that London has traded above Asia. We are getting a bit of a dump just before New York, so it's really, really, really similar to what we had yesterday. If you look at the two London sessions, they're almost identical, with this slow move up, a drop as we go into New York Open, and then that bounce. And what we are getting here again is a really slow controlled move up, a drop as we go into New York session. And for myself, I'm looking at liquidity up here at 25,900 if we can get a little bit higher. So that would take out the Tuesday highs, and then above there we just have a bit of a void all the way up to, well, this could go all the way up to like 26,200 really on the NQ here if we do get another big pumpy day. The alternative is that, what is the alternative? That we take out London and Asia lows, and that would then confirm a bearish bias for the session, because that would be the first side of the session that you've taken out. But we'll see how the initial balance goes. We'll see how this first 30 minutes or so of trading goes. I'm just going to be doing some paper trading again today, because I'm still getting back into the flow. I have not been trading for 2 months, and I'm only 2 days back into trading. 3 days back into trading at the moment after a good 2 months away. So just getting back into the flow of things. I've been taking quite a lot of crypto trades, but actual scalping, I need a little bit more screen time. All right. Cool. What else have we got in the chat? I'm just going to turn my music down a little bit. 10 minutes to go until New York Open. Ian, what up, Luke? Been loving you and Kramer this week. Stoked to see you live now. Thank you very much. Birdie, hello brother, how you doing? You have Kramer now, or you guys? Yeah, I'm in Kramer now, yeah. And Dean, how do you get your market session indicator? So nice looking. This one is a custom one, right? Oh no, it's not. This is Leviathan's. This is if you just go, market sessions by Leviathan. So if you go to indicators, go to market sessions, then it will look like this. Market sessions by Leviathan. All right, this is the one. Cool. Can I have a peep at your settings? Yeah, so this is just standard times to the open. Is London now 9 UTC, or is it 8 UTC? I don't really care because I'm not trading London. And the time zones fuck with my head right now. The only thing I'm really that worried about, is it 9 or is it 8? Someone tell me. I'm not gonna. It's 8 still, isn't it? It is still 8 UTC. And then New York is 14:30 UTC, I believe. Maybe. So yeah, I'm just using standard session times for this. I think 9. Wait. I'm so confused. I don't trade the London session as a session. I am sorry about that, M, but the last time any lifetime membership was bought was over 2 years ago, so I certainly didn't go MIA for 2 years. But yeah, as I said, I've spoken to everyone, and I think everyone's happy at the moment. I'm going to be able to offer more for people that are on lifetime. We just wait until the end of the month. If you're in Chroma, first of all, you got to be in there, all right? If like absolutely everyone that is a Taurus member has automatic membership to Chroma for free right now, and don't have to pay a penny. And then at the end of the month, then something else happens. And that has been the case since the beginning of October. So if you've missed out on a whole month, then that's not my fault so much. What else is going on? Lucifer, this has been communicated so many times. So many times. It's until Black Friday. How'd you get the boxes? Which boxes? The ones I was just showing for the sessions. I just went over that. Market sessions by Leviathan. I know you've retracted the comment. No worries. 7 minutes to go. Is there anything else that we want to discuss? I got annoyingly stopped out on an ETH short yesterday. I just left my stop a little bit too tight. That would have been a nice trade also. But Ethereum's not looking too bad. Once again, Ethereum coming into yearly open, filling the daily gap, very similar to what Bitcoin did. Like, this was way back here, right? And yeah, we also have anchored VWAP from the lows here. So Ethereum, a similar situation. If we do also look at ETH BTC, let me just duplicate tab and open up ETH BTC. I feel like I'm repeating all the same stuff at the moment, so I'm just keeping it pretty simple for now. ETH BTC is a really similar situation. Alright, so VWAP from these May lows. Remember, we came into the 2020 yearly open on ETH BTC. Real nice bounce back into golden pocket. Breakout from this big downtrend that we've been in. I think if we go log, we're still holding. Oh no, we're not, because the trend line would change there. But you get the idea. Okay, we had a nice little breakout. We're starting to form a nice base of support if we can just range here for a while on the ETH BTC pair. And then I am feeling pretty bullish on ETH as long as we don't go into a bear market here. And it is like we're a little bit on the edge. I'm not too concerned. I like what we've seen. I like the reaction that we've seen from equities. I like what we're seeing so far from crypto. It doesn't seem like there's too much of an appetite to sell anymore. It's just that the buying has not, we're not really seeing, like, there needs to be some kind of explosive move that gets us out of where we are now. But after such a big drop like we had the other day, this is going to take time. It's going to take time to settle here. We're going to be probably just holding around here for a while. Like, if we can just hold around here, keep it steady, then this is a chance to reaccumulate somewhat, and then we can have a nice move up, maybe in a week or so. But we'll just monitor to see how things are going at the moment. But I don't mind the reaction. I am long on Bitcoin. I am long on Ethereum. I am not yet long on Pengu, but this is one that I'm really looking at as like a nice swing position. I am also about to get filled on my second limit order on SXLP because I have another trade on here where again we had this just sustained downtrend, took out the 10-10 wick lows, break higher to break out of this 4-hour downtrend that we've been in, come back in around the golden pocket here, and then let's just see what kind of recovery we can get. And then the only short position I'm holding right now is on Asta. So yeah, for me, ideally, I want to see Asta consolidate a little bit more. There were 2 trades that I wanted to take. I managed to catch this one, and then this one is no longer valid because you've already got a trade off of this. So cool. Essentially here, just looking to trade it back into point of control, golden pocket. There's some nice confidence down there. So yeah, I guess that's my macro view. I don't really hold much of a macro view anymore. I've repeated this like on every stream that I've done for a long time. I wanted to be out of the market by October 2025. That was when, before the cycle even started, when you look at time projections of how long a cycle lasts, then October 2025 was when we could have expected it to end. We did top out in October 2025, and we are turning bearish. We were turning bearish in October 2025, but I'm not ready to call a bear market. Absolutely not. I still think we're, despite the what you would normally expect from a cycle from Bitcoin and from a time perspective that has played out, we've seen nothing like the kind of sentiment that we had from previous cycles. Now, I know it's a really, really different cycle. This is mainly institutional and it's much more of a trader's market. We don't really have retail so much involved anymore, and the retail that is involved is just destroyed, because what do retail want to buy? They don't really want to be buying Bitcoin unless you're a trader. They want to be buying altcoins, and is anyone making money on altcoins? I very much doubt it. So very different market now. You can't really compare it to what's happened previously. But my macro view is that we do have a good opportunity to be going higher, just from what I'm seeing from Ethereum, from what I'm seeing from Bitcoin, what I'm seeing on the NASDAQ, and also from what I'm seeing on the DXY. All right, I didn't mention this yet, but DXY did come and poke its head up out above these highs. So even if this just ranges, okay, that's bullish for Bitcoin. And for me, like, looking at the Dixie, looking at the DXY, I am still expecting lower. All right, I want to see this come all the way back down to the low 90s. Total market cap also is looking okay. We've dropped below this 200 EMA on multiple occasions. All right, so are we doing anything else that's interesting here? Yeah, again, we've dropped below this 50 weekly EMA on multiple occasions, and we just have move up, correct everything, move up, correct everything, move up, correct everything, move up. That's basically what we're getting so far. So yeah, overall outlook is still, things are looking okay. I think this is maybe kind of similar to what we had in like the summer of 2021, but not quite as bad as that, but a similar kind of situation where we could be expecting some new highs to be formed. New York Open. It is New York Open, yeah. All right. So immediately we're coming down to test these lows. Let me just mark up these. Oops. What am I doing? Get rid of the sessions. We know we're open now. Actually, we should just. You know what? Leave that on. Let's just watch the IP. I'm going to throw on here also the London VWAP. Wait, someone tell me what time UTC Open is in London. Forex Factory. That doesn't make any sense. 4 p.m. my time. That is 8 a.m. yeah. So it is 8 UTC. Just trying to keep this clean. So we have equal lows here. That's your Asia low and then London low. Bitcoin down. Very, very dead today. Nothing going on really. Gonna go all the way down onto the 30. Try and find something useful. There go London lows. We have imbalance from yesterday's initial balance. Here, this is the shaded area. Can drop a little bit lower, that'll be fantastic. If we're going to continue lower, then there we go. go, just up into these highs. Deal with all of this later. If it comes back and just tests it now, then nice. Some continuation lower again. Do trade back up here, then we could be looking for IB highs. Still early days, still this is too much of a small range to take a trade from right now. $67 range is not really worth it. Kind of a similar story to yesterday. I mean, you could just go, like, we've swept the London lows. So that is just a sweep, break up, back test, come up towards the highs. Could have been really nice. Missed it. Because if you are to do that, the invalidation is so close. If you're coming that close after an SFP, it's almost like you may as well, right? So if we come down here again, like it's just like this, okay? The stop loss is here, it's like nothing, yeah? The risk is so minimal. I mean, you could just, hey, if we come all the way up here, perfect. A bit more. Still down session. This is better. I mean, basically now you can make that a risk-free trade because we shouldn't be coming back down below here. That's pretty straightforward, right? Let's take out London lows, back inside London session, come within a few ticks of the lows. If we are going to continue higher, then this will just bounce here. Should not come and close this little gap just yet. If we do, then you get out of the trade. I see this start to... You just want to see this go towards the highs quickly. If we're messing around here, then it's not worth staying in. You take the money. And then they get out of the trade there. I'm happy to say. And paper trading, there was a ton of lag on that. Yeah. It took one high. It's enough. I mean, if you come all the way back down to this entry again, you can do the same thing. As I say, before I go for any longs, you to hold on to. You want to see slightly lower anyway. But as a scalp, those are relatively simple to do. There goes the Asia lows. And now we can start exploring into the inefficiencies that we have from yesterday's New York Open. Down here. Okay. So this was New York Open yesterday. We just basically impulsed up straight away. So now let's see how price reacts to these. Clean the whole thing up, and then hopefully get a decent range to trade. We were saying New York Open, where is that? I have not got all my levels on the chart. That one. Lower still. Dean, is that just preference that you don't use candlesticks? Yeah, I explain this again quite often. I explained it yesterday as well during my trading room, that it's just a visual thing. When I trade, I just want as little noise on my screen as possible. And when you trade low time frames, you can very easily get caught into the trap of just having a fuckload of noise on your screen, like just levels everywhere because you're drawing stuff, you're looking at what's going on, you're really looking at, like, I trade a 30-second time frame or a 1 minute time frame if it's volatile. So yeah, that's basically the only reason. When I'm doing higher time frame analysis and when I'm doing proper analysis on the chart, then I'm using candlesticks, but I just use bars when I'm actually actively trading stuff. It's just cleaner. It's easier to visualize the gaps for me, and also, like, when you have these like wickless candles like we've got here, they're just really obvious. Also, it's just cleaner, right? It's easier to see. Easier to see what's going on, for me anyway. Bitcoin swept London lows. Ethereum has swept London lows, coming back into yearly open. XPL has now filled me on my second. It's no longer there. Asta is probably a TP. Zcash is still pumping for some reason. This is fucking nuts, man. Like what? Why? I do not understand. I have no idea why Zcash is pumping in this way. It's insane. It's quite choppy. Again. Privacy coins are all catching a bid, yeah. They're all catching a bid and they don't really have a use case. like they used to anymore. It's very, very odd. Do we have any news today? No, there's not really any news all week. Yeah. You got NFP tomorrow, of course, but it's really quiet week. Really quiet. Truebill, BTC not looking good. If it had strength, it would have exploded overnight when it taps the H4 FVG and left that wick. It's showing weakness and baiting longs just to stop them right after. I don't agree. I mean, for a start, we didn't really drop hard enough to expect a V-shaped recovery. It was just a really sustained, controlled move down. If we're gonna I mean, I know it feels like a capitulation, but it wasn't really in when was the last time we actually saw a V-shaped recovery on Bitcoin? It just doesn't happen anymore. This stuff takes time. It takes time to re-establish support now, much more so than it used to. Okay, I'm going to use this as an example again because this is the closest example we have. It's almost identical to what we're seeing now. So if I just put a box around this, I'm just going to do this now because there's nothing really going on with the NQ. Then we're going to look back at what happened. Okay. So that was our last low, right? Our last major low back in April. And you had almost came down and took the lows. You then had a really deep correction, and then you started just grinding up after that. And it took a long time for it to then get any kind of momentum afterwards. A long time. Like 2 weeks before anything happened. And that was our previous bottom. So things are moving a little bit quicker this time. Why didn't I just press chart reset? So yeah, it's just slow and steady. It's okay. We're not rolling over. We're just chilling. Arati, privacy is a use case. Without privacy, crypto is silly. Yeah, it is, but still not another use case to explain that. Okay? Because no one fucking uses Zcash. Who? I mean, I used to hold Zcash in 2017, 2018. No one's holding this shit anymore. No one's using this. It's just ridiculous. Trump's announcements have less and less impact on the markets lately. People started to fade him. I mean, wasn't 1010 a Trump announcement? which was the biggest effect anything has ever had on the market ever. But that wasn't because of the Trump tweet. That was because of just people pulling liquidity out of the market and coins literally going to zero and just destroying everyone. So that was a cascade of events that was just ridiculous. But yeah, I do see a lot of the time they're having less of an effect. Virtual, on the other hand, looks very attractive on the daily and weeklies for a swing, aiming for the all-time high. Yeah, Virtuals is one of those tokens that had a very, very good response after 1010 crash. Still holding above, so you have the crash, where again the coin pretty much goes to zero, makes an all-time low, and that is just, it looks good. similar to Tau. The Tau really strong after the crash, which, by the way, fucked me because I was long on Tau. But never mind. I am now long again on Tau since the other crash we had the other day. So yeah, certain tokens are still looking decent. Some more analysis we can do on this? Not really. Oh, hello! We have filled in the imbalance from yesterday on Yankee. About time. That would have been the world's easiest short. I didn't do it. Because what did we have? This is just textbook for myself. Coming up and taking those highs, you're getting really close to the area where it just becomes almost no risk. You're risking like, yeah, from a range that's 10%, 5%, sorry, of the range. Previous day New York Open approaching us. We rejected from current day New York Open. We're down close to previous day New York Open. You do have a couple of little gaps in the chart here. I'm going to remove these. We don't need to know about the session highs and lows anymore from earlier on because they did not really affect price. So now we just look at what's going on here and now. And we don't even need that anymore. It's irrelevant. Areas of interest, but what is relevant for actually taking a trade is what's going on at this very moment. We know we've gone through these levels and they didn't cause a reversal. So what's the point in still having them on the chart? If you want to be really degenerate, then you can do like this. Just buy. I do sometimes do this on levels that I'm fairly confident will at least get enough of a reaction before I get stopped out of them. And even if we hit, maybe not anymore, it's annoying that we took that high out. Let's make this wide. We're on a wide range at the moment and I'm paper trading, so I don't care. But just for educational purposes, these are levels that I'm confident will at least get a bit of a bounce that you can just be like, in, out, done. So let's just see if it happens. I'm gonna place this like $1 above this limit order. Oh, yeah, that's way more than $1. Don't feel $1 lower. I would have been forward. I moved it. Okay. So there is previous day New York Open. And the reason why I often feel confident in just taking a little scalp off of an exact level like this is you just know there's going to be bids there. And when the market's not really doing very much, this is all quite slow and steady. It's all quite controlled. Like, it's just our market participants going to be able to drive through that straight away without there being a bounce in the first instance. It's more likely you get some kind of reaction that you can just pay yourself with. I would have wanted to see a little bit more than this, but there it goes again. Now they've broken it. It's like, man. We got our previous New York session lows down here as the next level. This will probably end up as a loss. I just placed a stop randomly. I'm not being very clever right now. But like I said, until I start doing this live again, I'm just trying to demonstrate what goes through my mind when I trade. At this stage, if you get an opportunity to get out break even, you'll probably just take it. I'm just going to leave this here anyway. That's about the risk I would usually set. Once when things are this wide, usually I would have like a $300 per trade limit. It's unlikely you're going to be able to risk that much of a low amount when things are this volatile. So you either go on to micros or you just accept that you need to be risking a little bit more per trade currently because things are more volatile, and the minimum you can do is a contract if you're trading minis rather than micros. It also means a little bit more risk, a little bit more reward. These levels aren't doing very much at all. Got a tiny bounce off of it, and now we're going to come and take the yesterday's session lows. When I see a speeding up of the tape, and when I actually see something that's like, right, this is where we can start to see a reversal, then I will try and do something properly. But right now, it's nothing happening. So you want to see big wick form, bang, that's better. Now let's see if the buying comes in. This is the thing when you just get enough market orders just for it to go, but it's still fairly slow. Bitcoin hit my TP. Has. So I'm not actually in this trade anymore, but that's the TP that I had for the short. Really similar session to yesterday, just the reverse of it, where it's just very, very slow move down without really giving any proper opportunity to take a trade. Apart from that, which I didn't get. You're looking at. There's another low down here. "30-minute OB between that is imbalance." This is unsurprising at all for me, Q, by the way. Like, crypto's actually holding up quite nicely. NQ does this all the time. You have big drop, bounce, come all the way back down, and then recover again. It's just very efficient. This is just the market trying to establish value after having such a large crash last week. It's like the market did this, so NQ for quite some time has just been grinding. It then had like almost a little bit of a blow off top because we did gap up and then we did this, and then we just gone poof. So this is just the market's way of just trying to establish some kind of value again. It's nothing crazy. So what was a market that was just doing slow moves like this is now doing big moves like this. You just got to be a bit more careful when trading it, and a lot more patient when trading it. This is what I mean, okay? So you look at what happened on the NQ. Alright, for such a long time, we were just as I say, tiny gap. Start to get a little bit of volatility, drop, whoa, and now it's just trying to find itself again. That could be a low. I always miss the trades when I'm not looking at the screen. I didn't see how fast this moved. Wasn't watching. But we have a setup. Might run away from me. This has already bounced a little bit too much. We just do this in market if it happens. Because I wouldn't usually place limit orders anyway. Okay. To try and phase this again. It's great. At least have a little bit of a better DOM to be trading on. Nah. It's toying with me again. Experimenting, because there's nothing really, experimenting with paper money, whilst I see nothing to put actual risk on. Seeing if it works, seeing if it doesn't work. This is crazy. How just like one candle can move against like so wide. If anyone's trading Nasdaq right now, good luck. Like with actual capital, good luck. Because this is insane. How wide the swings are. Like, it's just like micros only. All you can do right now is trade micros. That's better. Push. Thinking about going higher. Okay. Again, because I'm just experimenting, I'm not confident about any of these trades. But opportunities to take again. If we are going to be bullish, then you take the win, because at some point we should come back down here anyway, and then you get at least a better entry rather than trying to round trip some profit that you had. So you can just take that with a new validation. Take a trade somewhere around here, buy, stop loss would move to there, take profit would move up somewhere around here. Just want to see it come back in. It's bullish little gap. Go, and then we should be continuing up to fill some of these if we are going to be moving higher. Now we're getting somewhere. If we are going to recover, then we're getting something that actually has a little bit of method behind it. Or are we just going to continue to chop because now we're getting acceptance back inside here, which isn't what I want to see. Like, you want to see price just dip into it, and now this is very, very close to being invalidated already on the 32nd. Are you going to rescue it? No, you're not. No. So that it tried. Get an opportunity to get back out break even here. No opportunity to get out break even. Well, don't be a dick. It's funny, right? How like the pressure of like money, it's really weird. Like, even though I'm not trading real funds, there we go, stopped. You still feel the same emotions when you see trades doing this. It's quite funny. Like, whether I'm trading paper or whether I'm trading like with an actual account, it's almost like exactly the same. The only difference in what I'm doing is I'm like a little bit slower to react on stuff because I'm trying to explain things and trying to figure out like how I can make this like not just me pissing about in front of a screen. Like, would I actually be taking these trades if I was on like actually trading real funds? I don't know, because I have no edge right now with what's going on here. No one commenting anymore. You're just watching me like, what is this guy doing? I just cannot make sense of this at the moment. Cannot make sense of what's going on here. It doesn't fit with anything I use as a as a proper strategy to trade. Like I'm looking at this and thinking, is there any criteria that could be met for any kind of entry on any kind of trade? And I don't really see it. Let's try the 1 minute. Because we do have... We've made equal lows with yesterday anyway. So are we now looking at let's go to the 1. 3 minute has nothing. So IFVG, and then what could become a bullish breaker ish. So then what I look for in this be ideally this. There goes your highs. So if given, we have this. This is such big numbers. Big numbers for trades. Does that make sense? You could probably take this in 2 goes as well. We're gonna go big money. We're gonna go 2 trades. Alright. We're gonna take 1 back inside the IFVG if we get it, and another inside this this gap here. Well, I'm gonna pretend to take it. For educational purposes only. We're going to see some big ass numbers on the screen that aren't even real. If we even get into any kind of trade. Which we're not going to do. Little shit, missed it. But I just did this. This is when I should have traded the 30 second and stuck with the 30 second, because that would have actually given... No, it wouldn't. No, I would have still been looking at that. Fuck it. I wouldn't have got an entry on that, I don't think, regardless of what time frame I was looking at. I am chatting shit. And you could have just done this. You could have just done that. It's just low R. If you just ape into a trade early, I always want to get. I'd rather not take a trade than get one with a really bad risk to reward, especially on these trades, which are like those inverted fair value gaps that just don't have a very high win rate on their own. It needs something more. So for me, there's something more than just taking a trade when you invert a gap is that you get the better R from it. I can't go a whole session without a trade again. Like a proper one. Whoa! Look at Bitcoin go! That's why that was my take profit. Because that's what happens. Nice! New all-time highs from here. Let's go! Tau! Come on, little Tau! Come on, pump, pump, pump. Pump, little Tau, Tau. XPL, nothing. Asta. Incoming. Okay. Still 7 minutes to go until close. Done a minute. Let's watch Bitcoin. Anyone have any questions? Because I feel like I've just... Once again, the market's just not the right conditions for scalping. Like, it sounds... Yeah. For me, I like to trade... When I'm scalping, I like to trade ranges. If we don't get a range, I can't trade. I'm just not. I'm not very good at trading the NQ when it's just like... And then just goes back up again. It's not my forte. Like, if we just have like chop like this, I could just sit here for a whole session and just be like, fuck yeah. Like, I am in the zone. I could just like, basically, you give yourself what you're looking for as tolerance from a high and a low. You put it onto a time frame that you like, and you just go, fuck yeah, here's my range. This is what I want to be trading. There's a gap. So we go from high to low, we sweep highs, we trade into the lows again, we take a long back into the midpoint, we come and fill the gap so you can potentially take a short again here. And you just can continue to trade these little ranges from these like nice imbalance, like just areas of balance to imbalance, and just keep on just trading the drop sideways. when that kind of session occurs, and it does more often than not, surprisingly, like the market is ranging most of the time. It doesn't feel like it, but it really is. It doesn't feel like it recently. But that kind of thing I could just stick with for a very long time. So it's rejecting off of the New York VWAP for now. I even long the bottom but didn't have sufficient funds. Otherwise would have been hella profitable day. What do you mean didn't have sufficient funds? Like, just didn't take a trade big enough? Like, to go on a... Or, like, you actually couldn't take a trade because you have no money? That's probably how a lot of us feel right now. We're all broke after the 10-10 crash and we have no money to trade with anymore. We're basically just playing a game now. It's like, yeah, we got no money left, but I'm still looking at the charts anyway because maybe when I have some money I can take some trades. I promise that isn't the case. I can actually take some trades, but just not as large size as I could before. Certainly not on alts. Alright, well our initial balance is basically in, so this will be a good point in which to wrap this up. Sorry guys, nothing much really happened. I didn't really do much. That's why we've got barely anyone watching anymore, because nothing really happened. You know the drill. Whatever side of the IB gets taken first is most likely the direction that the market continues in for the rest of the session, as we did yesterday over here, where we took the highs and just continued on higher, as we did the day before as well, when we took the lows and just continued on lower, as we did after that, where we took the lows and then just continued on lower after what was a really nice bounce, and that would have given a perfect opportunity for a short position on Monday. So, extremely high probability of whichever way this initial balance breaks. If this is to be a reversal, and if we do come and take a IB high, then we're just going to retrace all of today's dump. If we do roll over, then we are looking at maybe taking out those lows again from Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday morning. Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. I think realistically when things are trading as wide as they are right now, I think I probably need to forget the 30-second time frame a little bit. Too much going on. Anyway, there we go. IB complete. I would imagine we probably... I don't know, just looking at that. Yeah, I'm done here as well. Bitcoin's bounce didn't really last all that long. It's still just chopping around here. Difficult trading environment, nothing going on really. So I'm not going to waste any more time of my time and your time. I would do some more analysis, but again, I've been doing enough of that lately. I'm posting all of any setups that I find within on the Discord. So I'll see you guys over there, and have a great day. Thanks for joining, and do something more interesting for the next few hours.